We are not happy that we're talking about middle belt. We will talk about the middle belt because we are not AREWA and we are not Core North. Gone are the days when you do your appointments, the only thing you think about is Kano, Katsina, Sokoto, and you leave people like us that are from Benue, whom you claim to be middle, you claim to be not, and are not considered in the scheme of event. We will talk about middle belt, and this is the discussions that we are going to take to the next level. This is a new generation. We will not sit down and watch. During the time that Buhari was the president, how many people from the Team Nation, let me give a classical example of the Team Nation, who happened to be the 6th largest ethnic group in Nigeria, was considered, even though we claim to be from the north. And we are speaking out now. This generation is speaking out, and we will carve our difference. I don't know, you don't like it, but we are going to propagate this message of middle belt. You are shouting middle belt is not in the constitution. Is AREWA in the constitution? AREWA is not in the constitution. So we will shout it, we will take it to the rooftop, and all the sons of the middle belt will rise.
The peoples of the middle belt of southern Kaduna, we have a newfound solidarity with the south. Our destiny does not belong in the north. We are no more northerners, and we shall never be northerners. We shall either stand on our own or join the south. Mark my words.
British wanted the north to remain monolithic for some reason. They wanted it because they wanted to hand over power to the north. And they used middle belters to beef up the population of the north before independence. And though before independence, if you look at the population, go back to history, all these things are there, you can Google and see. The southeast and Bamenda had the highest population, followed by the southwest and the north, that is including the middle belt, had the third population in terms of numerical strength. However, the British wanted to hand over to the north and therefore denied the middle belters a region for themselves. Though after independence, the southern minorities were given Midwestern region for also political consideration, which now we know as used just to whittle down the strength of the southwest.
The most used and dumped region in Nigeria is the middle belters, that is also known as North Central. They've received the greatest deception and the greatest betrayal and should I say political marginalization. These Fulanis and Hausas, they know the sermon to preach during election to get to the emotions of these middle belters. Once it's time for election, they start preaching, oh, we are all northerners, we are all this, we are all that. Listen, without the population of North Central, these Fulanis and Hausa are irrelevant politically in Nigeria.
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. The injustice against the middle Beltans, whether they call the North Central people, it is among one of the reasons why they clamor for restructuring abi regionalism. Because the population of these people, now in the northern Fulanis, they use the win election. Anytime where election come, then go come middle belt and they go start to use this AREWA agenda as way to get the vote of middle Beltans. But anytime where it reach to give position to anybody where come up from inside middle belt, abi to even support a middle Beltan so that it could get one top elective post for inside this country, they go talk say middle Beltans are not northern enough. And as a matter of fact, the middle Beltans are be the non-central people, they don't want even associate with the Fulanis because they talk say they no be one at all and they want their own separate identity because they no be brothers and they no relate in any way. They just use this AREWA to deceive everybody. And now on top of this one, the middle Beltans don't come out, they warn them. Before now, una know say the former CBN deputy director Obadiah Melafia, they reveal this evil plan and they talk about how these people won't conquer Nigeria. And this one, it did among one of the reasons why they buy the man. The man talks so many things and he reveals so many things about these Fulani people. And even as they buy this man, he know if he still kill the agenda of middle Beltans. Other people don't they wake up and don't they talk the same thing. One thing where they be say, people will be say then they united to achieve one thing, you go only if you kill the person, but you know if you kill their agenda because they united and they know say they do resolute to achieve anything where they want to achieve. And now waiting the middle Beltans they do now. So now they don't come out they talk say they know if they use the head of middle Beltans again again. Say the Middle Beltans, they one day on their own and they get their own different identity. Say they no be AREWA and they no get anything where concern AREWA. And for una to know, say this Fulani agenda not true. We could look at the ethnic cleansing and the genocidal act where they commit for inside Middle Belt, especially for states like Benue, Jos, Kogi State, Taraba State, Southern Kaduna, and so many other states. And they know they carry the same agenda, they enter Southwest. And then they also try to penetrate Southeast as well. So now see, this one a grand agenda so that these people go fit take over this whole country. But the thing be say they no rich. But waiting they even amaze me for inside this whole thing. Now how people will be say they did less than 10% of the population of the whole Nigeria. They control the whole Nigeria and they hold the whole Nigeria to ransom. Well, make we play within the Middle Beltans they talk so that we go feel watch. But before we watch the video, if today that be the first time when you visit our channel, make you like, make you share, and make you subscribe.
We thank God for bringing terrorism, Fulani terrorism in Nigeria. I know some people will be surprised to hear me saying this. How can we be grateful with terrorism of Fulani when they are killing everybody? They are destroying our properties, our farms, and our villages. And you say we are grateful for its emergence in Nigeria. Yes, I mean it and I'm serious. I say this because for the past years, since the history of this country, Nigeria has never had it so bad until this time around, when the Fulanis launched their attacks of terrorism on our people, beginning with the people of Plateau State. By then we were thinking it is Plateau problem, that Plateau doesn't like non-Plateau people. That is why the crisis is happening in Plateau. But today, everybody's eyes don't open. Everybody don't see them with in koro eye. That is why I said, trouble the sleep, Yanga come wake up. Oh, Yanga the sleep, trouble come wake up. That is exactly the meaning of what I am saying. Before the Fulani terrorism in Nigeria, all of us, the Hausas, the indigenous tribes of Nigeria, we are all sleeping. We don't care. We don't mind. If trouble happens here, we will say that trouble now, that people, the problem concerned. The rest of us, concern us. It doesn't bother us. Now it is a different story. It is no longer like that. The problem is a general problem. It has helped the Hausaman in particular to wake up from its slumber. Hausa before were seeing Fulani as their brothers in marriage and in religion. But today, will a Hausaman boldly come out to say that again? It's not possible. A Hausaman is fighting tooth and nail to see that he has separated himself completely from the affairs, from his relationship with Fulani person, or with Fulani in particular. They have been killing them, kidnapping their people, raping their wives even inside the mosque, killing them even on the Eid ground, inside mosques. Today, they have come to realize that religion, that intermarriage, is no longer a yardstick of their togetherness. It has been the yardstick of blindfolding their sense of reasoning and understanding of the reality. Their Islamic imams, which we tagged today as Karamatanchi imams or malams, or Fodio, or Fodionism, or Fulanization, however you call it, or however you give it the interpretation. The Hausa man come to understand who he is and what is his relationship with Fulani man. He comes to realize that the relationship is his master-servant relationship. Ordinarily, they're supposed to have been the masters, but deceitfully and deceptively, Fulanis were able to use religion and intertribal marriage between the two of them to subjugate the Hausa in all spheres of life, beginning from the religion itself to politics. It is the Fulanis that have dominated everything, and that is why Fulanis Hausa people eventually found themselves in a quagmire that they have to come out boldly and denounce that relationship that they had before, because it's not a relationship for good, rather it is a relationship for their doom and destruction. That is why God has given them the strength through a woman, Alumbeji Tami, to come out boldly to denounce the usage of religion to deceive her people and to awaken their consciousness. And that is what she has been doing. She didn't stop with her people alone. She stretched her hand of understanding and friendship and togetherness to all other tribes of Nigeria. She no longer sees it, she no longer views it as a Hausa fight. She sees it as a fight for the survival of both the Hausa and the indigenous person. That is why she even created this platform, Indigenous People Wake Up. And actually we need to wake up. The indigenous people too have been sleeping, snoring in our deep confusion, thinking this crisis that is going on between the Hausa and the Fulanis and the rest of Nigeria is only a Hausa problem. Some indigenous tribes, some indigenous people are deceiving themselves, thinking this problem is a Hausa Fulani problem. Maybe they were together before. It is now that they know that there are other rest of indigenous tribes, or what? Some indigenous tribes have been saying this nonsensical and ignorant statement, because whoever have that mentality of thinking and considering this matter as a Fulani Hausa matter or Fulani Hausa problem, I want to refer you. If Cameroon people or Cameroon as a country will wake up to fight the terrorism of the same Fulanis in Cameroon, and our neighbors Ghanaians or Ghana will also wake up and be fighting against this Fulani terrorism in Ghana to the extent of even stopping them from having the right to vote in their country and to ask them to leave their environment. The Burkina Faso is killing them bombarding them, stopping them, preventing them from coming into Burkina Faso. Chad is doing the same. Mali is doing the same. Niger is doing the same. Which indigenous tribe in Nigeria can boldly come out and beat its chest that it is immune from this Fulani terrorism? That is why I said any indigenous tribe, especially the Middle Belters, that have been deceiving themselves that it is a Fulani Hausa problem. It didn't bother them, it didn't affect them. Moreover, they are being ruled by their traditional institution, headed by their people, not aliens as they were, as it is happening in Hausaland. You think you are safe, you are in a safe comfort. You are deceiving yourself, my brothers and sisters. You are only deceiving yourself. If Cameroon, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, Niger are not immune from these Fulani terrorist activities, which tribe will tell me in Nigeria that is immune or protected or prevented from the atrocities of these animalistic people called the Fulanis? They have been attacking Plateau people. Before we will consider it, na Plateau problem, that one a Plateau problem, and a Plateau problem. Before you know it, it has reached Kaduna indigenous people. No, na Kataf problem and the Fulanis and the Hausas. That was what other indigenous tribes were saying before. It is Kataf problem and the Fulanis and the Hausas. It doesn't concern us. Before you know it, it has reached Benue. They were killing Benue people, Tiv and Idoma. They are killing them, Igedes, killing them in their farms, in their bush, and in their villages. It is Benue, Tiv and Fulani problem. It is a historical problem. It has been there since inception, since Damfodio. Before you know it, it came to Zamfara, the state of Sharia, and the headquarters of Fulani banditry in Nigeria, because Haliru Sububu is from there, Bello Turji is from there, or from Sokoto. Bello Turji is from Sokoto, sorry. Ade Aliru is from Zamfara. They even give him a title there. Before you know it has reached Kebbi. It splits from Zamfara, enter Kebbi through Zuru. Our people in Zuru have been at the receiving end of the Zamfara terrorism, because it is a border between Zamfara and Kebbi. So it's used to spread from Zamfara, it enters Kebbi. That is how we have been becoming victims of Fulani terrorism. We are not safe. It is Kebbi problem. Before you know it, you don't enter Niger, Kontagora side. Enter Bida, enter Kaenji, enter Shiroro. All the terrorism don't enter the communities of indigenous people, the Middle Belters. Before you know it, you don't enter Kogi. You don't enter Okene side and Igala areas. Na Kogi problem. Before you know it, Nasarawa don't answer. Bauchi don't answer. What am I saying? There is no limit. There is no place that is safe, that is secured, that is immune from the Fulani terrorism. Therefore, the only solution to this quagmire is for the indigenous people and the Hausas to come together and unite and fight the banditry and terrorism of the Fulani head on. And we should stop deceiving ourselves that it is a Fulani Hausa problem, that it doesn't affect us. It is a lie. No tribe, the indigenous tribe in this country, the Middle Belters in particular, that the Fulani terrorism did not reach or did not affect. So why are we deceiving ourselves? Why are we deceiving ourselves? The Fulani terrorism has even entered our churches and our families. It is the product of the Fulanis that their children have started coming out on social media. Christian Fulani indigenous people. How did it happen? Through intermarriage. We married their daughters, the Fulani daughters. I'm talking of the indigenous, the Middle Belters, married the Fulani daughters. And we married our daughters to them. And they gave birth to these boys that you see on the social media coming out to abuse us, to castigate us in defense of their fellow Fulani terrorists. Don't forget, Ali Rusububu Kachala, before he was killed, he said, any Hausa person or any tribal man, any person that drinks, that sucks the breast of a Fulani woman, when they go to him, he will definitely listen to them and do Fulantanchi for them. Meaning, any boy or any child that sucks the breast of a Fulani woman, definitely he will behave like a Fulani person. And how do they behave? Terror. Genes of terrorism is in them through the milk they suck from the breast of their mothers. That is why we, the indigenous people, have to be very, very careful from marrying a Fulani woman or marrying our daughters to Fulani people. We should stop it. It is a tribal destruction that we are creating for our people. We should stop it. It is a destruction of our tribe and our culture and of our purity. We should stop it. I am calling on Middle Belters, the indigenous tribe, to desist from having anything to do with a Fulani man, either in a church or in an interpersonal relationship. We should avoid it completely. Don't forget, I even did an audio where I said we should even stop patronizing their items. We should cripple their economy by desisting from or existing or stopping from eating the beef, cow meat, and buying cow from a Fulani person. We should stop selling items to them that they need for their daily lives. We should stop selling those items to them. If they come to the market, don't sell anything to them and don't buy from them. That is how we will cripple their means of livelihood and create difficulty in their life, just as they are doing to us. That is what every indigenous person is supposed to do. And we should stop marrying their daughters or giving our daughters to them. We should stop associating completely with Fulani people. That is the message I am passing at this time. And we should stop thinking that we are protected. And we should stop thinking it is a Hausa Fulani problem. No. It is a general problem that affects all of us, and it needs us coming together with the Hausas and other indigenous tribes like the Yorubas, the Igbos, the South to fight these people politically.
For nearly a decade, insecurity has plagued our nation, and it has been especially devastating in the Middle Belt region. relentless attack by bandits and some herdsmen driven by their malicious intention to annihilate and occupy the region have caused widespread suffering on our people. The Middle Belt has witnessed mass killings, the wanton destruction of farms and homes, and a pervasive lack of peace and order. Consequently, millions of our people have been displaced from their ancestral homes, flooding the already overwhelmed IDP camps scattered all over the state. State government have attempted various measures to combat the terror unleashed by these marauding herdsmen upon innocent and unsuspecting citizens of the country. However, their efforts have been met with staunch resistance from the terrorists themselves, determined to displace our people from their homes and seize their lands. These terrorists have vowed to oppose any government, individual or group that seeks to neutralize their movement. The open grazing prohibition and ranches establishment law enacted by the previous government of Governor Otom of Benue State in 2017, subsequently adopted by several other states in the Federation, has faced strong opposition from these perpetrators of violence upon the land. As a new government assumes power today, we urge the current administration to resolutely and unwaveringly confront the evil perpetrated by the Fulani herdsmen. Nigeria cannot and must not be handed over to the Fulani terrorists. Almost 5 states of the Middle Belt. We have IDPs in Adamawa states, close to like 234 in Fofore local government to be precise. We have about 478 of IDPs in Mangu local government in Plateau State, and we have 168 in Jos Metropolis. We have 240 in Guma in Benue State, and then we have more than 500 IDPs scattered in Makurdi Metropolis itself.
The entire Benue State alone is 1.5.
And then looking at the entire state, Benue State, the total number of IDPs we have in the whole of Benue State is close to 1.5 million. Looking at the recent attack, the last attack that was meted on our people in Guma. And then we have IDPs that were brought in from states like Borno here in the FCT. If you go to Area 1, you see a lot of them there. You go to Marabanyanya, you see a lot of them there. So the total numbers of IDPs we have in the Middle Belt is more than 3 million. And to the best of our knowledge, none of the government, of course, some state government have tried their best to make provision for them, you understand, for the meantime. But what we are calling on the government is this: since they claim we've gotten stability, we have stability now in the security situations in the Middle Belt, they should create a means for our people to go back to their ancestral homes. If it were not because of the cancellation of the 2023 census, I believe most of the villages, our ancestral homes, will have been emptied. And at the end of the day, the Fulani herdsmen that meted this attack on our people will have claimed our land. We are calling on the government of the day to do the needful, and then our people go back to their homes.
When I don't listen to everything when they talk, you know, if you come from your own area, come want change people identity and come want force yourself on people just because say you carry your jihadist agenda for inside your head. And for people where we say they don't know anything about history, these Fulanis no be saying na Nigerians then be. The northern part of the country, na the Kanuris and the Hausas, na then get the place. But via the influence of the British people, they start they enter into Nigeria, and now how their interaction with the Hausa people begin be that. From this place, they start they bring religion one by one, and before you know, they start they indoctrinate the Hausa people, and they start they pitch them against their brothers. And after this one, they start they buy Hausa people to collect their land, and they succeed collect their land. And at the same plan, in the harbor against the other region of Nigeria, so that they go fit make this country an Islamic state. For me, na good thing say the Middle Beltans don't wake up, and they don't talk say they no go agree for anybody again. They no go agree for the Fulanis again, and they no go agree for anything like marginalization for inside this country again. A good say that they talk say they no fit they use them and they dump them again. And a good thing say the Middle Beltans Beltans don dey understand the divide and rule agenda of the Fulani people. And wetin me I go talk be say make them stand their ground and make them ensure say nobody take wetin belongs to them. Now wetin be my own opinion na im be this. Wetin be your own opinion on top of this matter? Make you drop wetin you get to talk for inside the comment section.